The rematch of Over 50 Cup 27 is here at the Ice Sports Forum's North Rink in Brandon, Florida, as we have ourselves a big Game of the Week matchup upcoming between the Green Hornets and the Red Army. Hi everybody, Angelo Pontello bringing you the broadcast action. Joining me for this game is my co-partner in crime, Andrew Townsend. Andy, when we look at this game, you see two teams that are fairly balanced amongst one another in terms of matchup and competition, but clearly you got two teams that are ready to go, both hungry for a victory. Oh yeah, that's right, Angelo. The Green Hornets coming off of a 5-3 win over the Grey Wolves, and this Red Army team just dying to taste victory again, especially after their perfect 14-0 run. Now it's an opportunity for them to get back on track, looking for themselves for the three-peat. But as you and I know, Angelo, with these over 50 hockey teams, they constantly change up. It's never really players that are the same per se. It's just they keep things rolling and they have to keep things under control and they have to find their own way through the process. Well, one constant factor for the Red Army between last season and this season is Chris Ragusa, but the second-year man has a lot to try to come after again after starting off giving up a total of 15 goals in 2 games. But Brandon, Andy, that's against two of arguably the strongest teams this season. Well, of course, that's how it is. And sometimes when you get the draw of the schedule, that's how it all plays out to be. You know, both the Black Aces and the Blue Bombers are strong offensive-minded teams now. They play hard, they play aggressive, and they never give up the puck. And now an opportunity here for Chris Ragusa to try to factor things against the Green Hornet team that is just as equally aggressive. When you talk about the aggressive factor, Andy, you know, you got two guys like Scott Helwin and Matt Sharina from that Red Army team last season that can really put up points if need be. Well, more or less the Scott Helwin who is like the finisher for the Green Hornets, but Helwin has just been one of those individuals that he is going to fight hard. He's one of the most persistent over 50 hockey players I have ever seen in these recent times, so expect him to get things rolling early here for the Green Hornets. Well, with that, that'll conclude our pre-game chat. When we come back, it's face-off. Red Army, Green Hornets, and our Game of the Week on the Pontello Broadcasting Network. Dave Collins is our head referee for today's game. Chris, the other referee we go by, good connections and all. And Keaton Clay, our scorekeeper for today's match. Rocking and rolling here at the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, Florida for another exciting week of over 50 hockey action. As Radigan gets this pass off the boards, no one intended to. Sharina trying to pick up the rebound. Back to Radigan. As this one goes back in the Green Hornet end. Tony Lugo trying to get a pickup on the puck as he skates this one out towards his man on the far side. A big opportunity here for Mitch Starr firing up the shot, and it gets off to the side. Check that. That's Dave Wakowiak. Wakowiak coming into this game with 2 goals already after putting up a pair in his debut last week against the Grey Wolves, and he'll be looking to try to do the same thing here today. Well, Wakowiak is always one of those players that he's granted that 5-star status, but at the same time too, you look at his play and he is definitely a finisher by all accounts, but for Wakowiak, he just needs guys to help him out and step up with him to produce, and that's why you see guys like Scott Helwin and Matt Sharina that could potentially give him that opportunity to work with him and see his offensive prowess. Obby, this is back to Helwin. Helwin left side, Ragusa kicks it out. Helwin retrieves it in the corner, another shot taken. Ragusa knocks that down, back to Radigan. And this will be cleared up all the way back in the Green Hornet end for an icing call. 10:25 in the opening period. Both teams off to some starts here and there. Red Army looking to avoid becoming 0-3 for the first time in 7 seasons. As faceoff will take place deep in the Red Army zone. It's Rick Gallant and Roger Obby on the faceoff. This puck stripped loose. This is back over to Helwin. And back is Radigan in his own end. Doug Radigan trying to set things up. And so Ragusa falls on this one for the save. Doug Radigan, the other 5-star playing in this game today. a true treat to have, and ever since he's came into over 50 hockey, he has been a presence amongst himself. Well, you see that, and when he came in, Angelo, he was an offensive player that could really step things up and make a big difference. He still can, even at the defensive position, but not as many opportunities we see from that back line. He has to step up and take shots if he's looking to make that impact difference for them, but truly a treat when you see Radigan play. Doug Radigan thus far on the season also has 2 goals as well registered in the fall 2019 season. But nevertheless, Radigan has seen his fair share of over 50 cup appearances as over 50 cup of championships. And right there, making an appearance on the stat sheet is Doug Radigan. And that is what you truly have to love about this man right here. Somebody that can really step it up when he needs to. And just like that, Radigan takes the lead with 9:33 in the opening period. It's now Todd Duncan and Wakowiak on the faceoff. Red Army striking first this time, looking to turn around the roles here, looking to pick up that first win on the season. As this one gets off to the side, Costello trying to take his chance. Bell defends the puck well off of Wakowiak. This one comes back over to Duncan. Todd Duncan on the move. The Golden Knights, the former Golden Knight player, getting it back into the corner. Looking to set this one back up. Blocked shot by the defense. And taken out by Lugo. And just like that, an icing call for the Red Army. So with that, face-off taking place deep in the Green Hornet zone. Todd Duncan and Wakowiak once again meet at face-off. See, right now, Angelo, as I'm looking at this game, the big thing for the Red Army is they have to find a way to put offense together. And right now, on this lineup, you got Radigan and Duncan on the same lineup. They have to create some magic early on here, because once this Green Hornet team gets rolling, we have seen, especially in past games and particularly in the season opener against the Blue Bombers, this Green Hornet team was down a good margin to the Blue Bombers before they came back and tied things up between the likes of Helwin and Sharina to turn that game into a shootout. And so if I'm the Red Army, I need to make sure that while I have this offensive advantage, take advantage fully and to give yourselves a nice comfortable lead and play some hard defense. So with that, an opportunity for the Green Hornets, knocked down by Ragusa. As this one gets back to Gallant. Gallant with an open shot. This one blocked off, back over to Lugo. Puck back in the Red Army end. Ragusa regroups for the Red Army, gets it over to Radigan. Tipped away by Sharina for the Green Hornets. Mike Morey taken away by Doug Radigan. Here come the Red Army, 2-on-1 with Helwin coming back. Hits off the right post, and Chewy there for position, rebounded by Helwin. Helwin biding his time. Gets this pass off the boards intended for Sharina. Comes back to Bell instead. Helwin gets it away from Drew Frost's possession as this one bounces back in the Red Army end for an icing call. 7:13 in the opening period. Red Army up 1-0 courtesy of a Doug Radigan tap-in. And right now, the Red Army threatening to add more here in this first period. Well, that's going to be the big thing, again, like we're talking about. And now with Rick out there on the ice, expect him along with Drew Frost and Todd McAvoy to produce some offensive magic for this Red Army squad. The two-time defending champions trying to make it 3 on this fall 2019 season. No over 50 hockey team has won it 3 times in a row. And the Red Army well in position to potentially create a new first. As we look at first, especially from last season, as they completed that 14-0 perfect run, something that has really gotten alongside and nobody's really thought about it, but you've gotten teams that have been close to that margin, but losing the penultimate game, or the second to last game, if you will. But then they turn it around in the playoffs and they still win it. Well, we've always seen great teams come along these ways in over 50 hockey, and we've seen that opportunity play out along with everybody else in this over 50 league. But along the way, you have these teams that, like you said, Angelo, they try to be as perfect as possible, and even when they win the championship, there's still losses along the way. But for that Red Army team last season, everything was just right in their place. And of course, they've seen a couple of bumps along the way, but not enough to give them an L on the scoreboard. Radigan backhands it into the scorekeeper's bench. And with that, play will immediately halt with 5:53 in the opening period. I'll give both teams a chance to change their lines. As face-off will take place deep in the Red Army zone. Backhanded from Costello, right to Bell, who clears it away for the Red Army. Wersinski is back for the Green Hornets. And Bernie Wersinski, taking it all the way back in his own end, will look to bide some time, get some options. Sutherland trying to add some pressure for the Red Army. And it's Wersinski off the glass. Gets it out to Costello. Lugo skating up quickly, the second season player, trying to add some pressure, but could not against Radigan as it comes back to Mike Morey. And Chewy will fall on this one. No dice for the Red Army as they will look for yet another offensive chance upcoming on this faceoff. And like we mentioned before, Angelo, this is the time for the Red Army to start putting up points, because once this Green Hornet team delays itself just enough, they're going to need to find every opportunity they can to play that defense, because the Green Hornets are going to be coming hard and they're going to be coming fast. Shot just off the right post again, Red Army trying to keep it within possession. Sutherland looking for the pass in, taken away by Costello and Wersinski. Off the boards, this is back to Radigan. Deflected by Wakowiak. Radigan going for a second shot, this time blocked by Costello, and he's off to the races. Costello looking for that pass up to Wakowiak, but not enough as it's back for an icing call. Green Hornets showing sparks early in this first period, but still not enough to come up with the equalizing goal. Still biding their time. But like we're constantly talking about, Andy, I mean, that's been so far this Green Hornets squad in the fall 2019 season. Well, Matt Sharina has a way as the captain of putting a team together and knowing the strengths and weaknesses. And like you mentioned in previous broadcasts, Angelo, Matt Sharina slowly becoming a utility player that can adapt anytime he sees an opening or sees an opportunity with his squad. So it's just a matter of buying time, a very patient team, and they don't feel like the world is collapsing after the first period. Gallant shot knocked away by Chewy, regrouped by Masherin in the corner. Looking for the setup back to Masherin, no one there. Drew Frost trying to knock Sharina off the puck. Puck comes back, biding time now for the Red Army is Bob Leary. Comes back to Lugo instead. Tony Lugo looking for Morey just out of his reach. Mike Morey, in his third season with the Over 50 Hockey League, has found a way to contribute. His first chance, obviously, with the Green Hornets. As a 3-on-1 here for the Red Army, trying to add some more offensive pressure on this Green Hornets squad. Comes back around just off the stick of Leary. Couldn't hold possession. As Lugo gets it out to Heldwin. Heldwin buying time, back over to Morey. And this one heads into the Red Army zone. Gallant is back over to Leary once more. Masherin gets it out to Gallant. Stripped away by Sharina. This comes Heldwin, Scott Heldwin. Looking for Matt Sharina, but this will be stripped away by Gallant. Back in his own end, finds Radigan. Radigan tipped down by Aubie, but still got off to Masherin. Off the boards, looking for McAvoy. Got McAvoy in the Green Hornet zone. Here comes the Red Army shot off of McClung. Another shot chance by Radigan. And knocked away by Chewy. Here comes McAvoy again, looking for the setup on point. This one back in the Green Hornet end. Mashrin looking for options. Back to Bell. Mashrin creeps out of the corner, looking off to Radigan, taken away by Wersinski. And this one comes back to Sharina in the corner. 2:16 in the opening period. Green Hornets still looking for that equalizing goal over the Red Army, looking for their first win to avoid an 0-3 start in 7 seasons. As Wersinski gets this pass off the boards, looking around for Sharina. This is back to Bell, takes it back to Radigan. Radigan off the boards, finds Duncan. Here comes Duncan in the Green Hornet zone. Will fire the shot on Chewy and taken away by Sharina. Greg Bell gives leeway to Radigan off puck possession. Duncan trying to take the shot, couldn't get the shot off. Wersinski looking for an open. Wakowiak just out of his reach. And this one's going to head back in the Red Army end. Costello trying to get a handle on it for the Green Hornets, and instead it's taken up. Maury off the stick of Costello. This is back over to Wakowiak. Lots of room on the left side. Wakowiak biding his time. Shot fired. Ricochets into the net. And the Green Hornets have the tie. Well, that is one of the reasons right there we witnessed, Angelo, of why he is a persistent pressure and a great addition to this Green Hornet squad. Real job well done by Wakowiak to add that pressure. So the Green Hornets, they tie it up with 1:13 in this opening period. Just enough for this Red Army to get things rolling. So Galan and Wakowiak will meet at face-off. This is off to Maury. Puts it back in the Red Army end. Pass up to McAvoy over center ice. Looked for Drew Frost, but taken away by Wersinski instead. This is Wersinski in center ice. Taking it towards far side, looking to set back up to Wakowiak. Wakowiak's shot knocked around by Bell, taken off by Costello. Gives it right back to Leary in the Red Army, taking back Ragusa. This shot chanced by Lugo, knocked away by Ragusa. Rebounded once again by the Green Hornets. Back is Lugo. Can't field the shot. From Frost, McAvoy. Back to Drew Frost, entering Green Hornet zone. Near side with the puck, feeds it back to Gallant. Shot fired off of Chewy and rebounded by Wersinski. Final seconds of the first period tick away. Green Hornets looking for one more chance. Stripped loose by Gallant. What a turnover for the Red Army, trying to come up with one more chance. 1 second. Gallant winds up for the shot. Got it off, but Chewy's there to knock it away as time expires. But 1-1 is our score, courtesy of Doug Radigan and Dave Wakowiak here at the iSports Forum. The 5 stars getting on the board for their teams. And we'll be back for more exciting hockey action on our Game of the Week on the Pontello Broadcasting Network. We start the second period as Heldwin gets ready to come out to the ice for face-off against Todd Duncan. 1-1 our scoreline here at the iSports Forum in our Game of the Week. Red Army looking to get that first win of the fall 2019 season. Green Hornets looking to get to 2-0-1 on the season, avoiding their first loss. As Sutherland fights for the puck against Heldwin back in the far corner. Brought up by Bell. Shot chance knocked away. Mark Hunger trying to get a handle on it. Now back to Radigan. Winds up for the shot. Deflected by 2 Green Hornets. Puck can't get to Heldwin. Comes off to Radigan, who puts it back in the Green Hornet zone. Maury. Out to Aubie. Now taken away by Duncan for the Red Army. Back is the Red Army. Mark Hunger looking for his lane. Shot fired, looking for the rebound. Chance by Sutherland, knocked out by Chewy. Sharina, intercepted by Radigan. Green Hornets back in their own zone, looking to regroup. Missed off by Heldwin, knocked back in by Duncan. This is Scott Heldwin. Can't connect with Obby. Radigan in the way to knock it out. Mike Morey looking to take a chance himself. Gets through 2 Red Army players. He's off at center ice. Shot fired, bouncing off of Ragusa. Looking for the rebound chance. Red Army defense comes back in time. 10:29 in the second. Tripped up by Heldwin, and this one's going to be huge upcoming for the Red Army on their power play. Hunger shot, deflected off a stick. Looking to avoid it, Red Army, and they do! They take advantage, and Mark Hunger is there to tap it in for the Red Army, and they retake the lead. So in the aftermath there, what would be penalty by Scott Heldwin waved off by this Red Army goal, and Mark Hunger makes it 2-1 for the Red Army. Well, that is exactly what you need if you're the Red Army. Penalty or no penalty, it's that kind of aggression that you're going to have to use if you're going to look to find a way to win this game, especially against a team like the Green Hornets. Wakowiak shot fired off of Ragusa. Comes back around, here comes Leary. 3-on-2 for the Red Army as they look for more. Leary back to Radigan, shot fired, bouncing off of Chewy, and he hangs on for the save. Gallant and Wakowiak on the faceoff. Radigan winds up again. Gallant looking for the second tip in. Could not. Now rebounded by Costello for the Green Hornets, dumping it into the Red Army zone. Radigan, lots of time. Looking to take it himself. Stopped by the Green Hornets. Here comes Wakowiak for the Green Hornets. Gets around Leary. Wakowiak looking to find it back. Could not. Red Army take it away. Now back over to Obby. From Obby, it's stripped loose by Radigan, and he's off to the races. 2 defenders back for the Green Hornets. Kicked out by Chewy. Radigan going for another shot. He will not give up. Doug Radigan looking for shot after shot chance. And now taken away by the Green Hornets. Here comes Sharina. Sharina in the Red Army zone. Gets around to the right side, looking to set back up. Fired shot. This one goes in. And just like that, Matt Sharina ties it up for the Green Hornets after a sneaky shot off of Ragusa. And it's just like we predicted, Angelo, and as we've been talking about throughout this broadcast, at some point you knew the Green Hornets were going to wake up and find an opportunity to score. And just like that, Matt Sharina comes alive at that defense position and takes it in himself. And so with that, Sharina ties it up with 8:58 in the second. And McAvoy trying to come up himself, knocked off the puck by Morey. Taken back from Lugo. Wersinski feeds it up from Costello, now Heldwin. Wersinski taken away by McAvoy. And Wersinski tries to fire the shot on, but Radigan, or check that, Ragusa is there for the stop. Puck back in the corner. Bell gets it redirected right into Costello for the Green Hornets. Far side corner. Looking for McAvoy, broken up by Lugo. Tony Lugo looking for Costello. Bob Leary steps in front, takes it away. Red Army on the move the other way. Just off the reach of McAvoy and back to Morey. Morey finds Heldwin. Tipped away by Duncan. And now Lugo chases it in the corner looking for the puck, and it comes back to Duncan instead. Looking for the setup. This is Heldwin right off his stick as he falls down and comes off of Bell. Drew Frost with possession. He's got some options for the Red Army. Stopped by Wersinski. Heldwin can't get to the puck. Potential offsides called there on the Green Hornets as it comes back to Duncan. 3-on-2 for the Red Army as Duncan's shot fired, knocked away by Morey. Radigan winds up once again. Abi looking for Wakowiak. Off the boards, now out to Heldwin. Heldwin on the move into the Red Army zone. Heldwin bides his time, shot fired, kicked away by Ragusa. Rebound for the Green Hornets. This is Wersinski looking back over to Wakowiak. This one off the side. Now it's back to Gallant. Redirects it and regroups for the Red Army. This is Bell. Bell with lots of room in center ice gets it back the other way to Sutherland. Gallant. This is to Bell. Off the stick of Hunger. This is Gallant. A chance here for the Red Army. Flips it over to Sutherland. Now back to Hunger. Shot deflected by the Green Hornets. Costello looking for an open. Wakowiak's got him. Flips it high. Redirected from Abi back to Wakowiak. Here he comes. Wakowiak with a chance here and puts it through. And just when you thought everyone was in a lull, Wakowiak steps it up from 0 to 60 in just a matter of 2 seconds, and the Green Hornets have themselves the lead. And that's the ability of Wakowiak, and why he is rated as high as he is because of that uncanny ability to go from, like you said, Angelo, 0 to 60 within a matter of 2 seconds. And just like that, it pays off for the Green Hornets, and the Red Army were just completely caught in that lull. I would be too, Andy, if I was in that position. I'm not going to lie to you, brother. That is, and you're right, it is an uncanny ability by Wakowiak when he does what he does best, which is that finishing touch and just being there at the right position. The entire Red Army team was not anticipating a Wakowiak rush into the zone, and neither was Ragusa after that beautiful goal was made. Now Green Hornets looking for more as Abi tries to get this one out to the corner. And it's back to Gallant, far side, taken away by Sharina. And taken back by Gallant again in the Green Hornet end. Sharina back passes it to Abi. Radigan trying to keep it within Red Army possession. Comes back to Sharina. Off the boards, now Costello. Heldwin is back to Bob Leary. Leary off of Masherin. And Sharina's there, tipped away by Pascal as it comes back over to Ragusa. Gallant is back in his own end with 5:04 in the second period. Green Hornets up 3-2 over the Red Army in our game of the week as Leary enters the Green Hornet zone. Bob Leary winds up for the shot, knocked away by Chewy. Masherin picks up the rebound. Back to Radigan. This is Masherin in the Green Hornet end. Now taken away by Morey. Here come the Green Hornets as it gets back to Wakowiak. Puts the puck in open room. Sharina heads out for the puck. Comes back in the Red Army end. Bell regroups. Elwin's shot kicked away by Ragusa. Wakowiak redirects it to Wersinski. Winds up for the shot off the toe. Elwin on the rebound, chance knocked away by Chris Ragusa. And that is beautiful to see that. Again, he is fired up, looking for an opportunity to shine and to play some hard-nosed keeper style skills, and Ragusa does it once more. Duncan in the Red Army trying to pay off his efforts. Winds up by Radigan, kicked out by Chewy, second-hand effort. Red Army still attacking. Sets up looking for Duncan, just a little too long for Frost pass, and this one gets knocked back for an icing call. 3:47 in the second period, and it's a 3-2 lead for this Green Hornet team. Costello taking his place at the left wing spot as Gallant and Wakowiak go at it on face-off deep in the Green Hornet zone. Here comes Sharina moving it up quickly. Sharina already in the Red Army end. Sharina, left side, looking to set back up Ragusa. Can't locate the puck, and it's back out to Gallant for the Red Army. McAvoy can't possess it center ice, and this one's going to come back for an icing call. And just as we see this 3-2 lead, Angelo, we look at this Red Army team that I think still has any capability of coming back and tying this one up, but it's just a matter of that lull they have to get themselves out of. Doug Radigan is already coming out and playing his heart out, and meanwhile for the rest of this Red Army squad, like Todd Duncan and Rick Gallant, some of the other players that you would look to see step up a little bit more, has their chance here. 3:20 in the second period. Green Hornets now up 3-2 as Wersinski fires the shot, and this one goes through. And just as you mentioned, Andy, that the Red Army is looking to try to step it up, the Green Hornets continue to add on that pressure, and it pays off with another goal. And we'll officially get word in just a little bit to see if Tony Lugo gets part of that goal, or if he is considered the goal scorer, or if they're going to give it to Wersinski. But just a big play there for the Green Hornets to get themselves in position for a comfortable lead, and they do just that. As Sharina finds it off to Wakowiak, this is back to Radigan. Wersinski, and it appears a delayed penalty upcoming for the, or check that, just an offsides call. It looked as if at first Dave Collins might have been giving a Red Army a penalty, or we could have seen something to that light, but it's just nothing more than a long delayed offsides. Well, I mean, it's, with the way this over 50 guys are, you know, the game, the pace of the game is slow. It's not as you see the over 35 league or some of these other faster players. These are gentlemen that are out here having a good old time, Angelo, and that's one thing to enjoy, is seeing them have this ability still at the over 50 level. And so we get word now that Dave Wakowiak comes away with the goal. So Wakowiak comes in and has himself a hat trick. Already 5 goals within the course of 2 weeks. And I gotta tell you, Andy, this is a momentous occasion to have, statistically speaking, if you're Dave Wakowiak. More the reason why he's a 5-star, Angelo, is just the ability for him to step up in certain plays, to find himself the back of the net. And this time he did it with the help of Benny Wersinski. Wersinski again with those long shots. Not a lot of defensemen have that capability still at the over 50 level to just wind up for a shot on point. You think of some guys like Woody Borg and Angelo Pontello that can do that with ease, but then there's Doug Radigan and Bernie Wersinski as well, as we're witnessing in this game. Well, now it's just a matter of how long can they continue to keep that momentum up, and can, for the Red Army, if Radigan can continue those skill sets to get themselves back to tie this one up. Heldwin wide open for a breakaway, looking to make a move around Ragusa, and does. Scott Heldwin gets himself on the board for the Green Hornets, and they extend their lead to 3 goals. And again, like we mentioned earlier in the game, Angelo, the Red Army should have scored when they had the chances in the first period, when the Green Hornets were still trying to wake up in this game. And now that we're in the waning moments of this second period, the Green Hornets have the gas pedal rolling, and they are not going to stop anytime soon. Puck in the Green Hornet zone. This is Matt Sharina. Gets this worked around, and it comes back for the icing call. It's Sutherland, or check that, Duncan and Heldwin on the face-off as it gets back in the Green Hornet end. Sets up from Heldwin. Skates around, biding some of his time. And Heldwin just finds an option, and Maury gets it back over to Aubie. Roger Aubie back to Tony Lugo, left side, in the final minute of this second period as Masherin steps in front looking to take it away, and it gets back in Green Hornet possession. Bell showing pressure off of Aubie in the corner. Bell knocks a man off the puck, and it comes back over to Aubie. Heldwin trying to add a finishing touch, but taken away by Radigan. Here come the Red Army. Radigan winds up for the shot, just off target to the right. Maury looking to pick up the rebound, instead comes back over to Heldwin. And off of Costello. Costello wipes out at the boards as it comes back over to Radigan. Blocked shot by Lugo. Pascal with some puck tricks, gets it out to Duncan. And Todd Duncan will just shoot it on Chewy as time expires. This should prove to be an interesting third period, an opportunity for the Red Army to maybe perhaps come back and tie this thing up. We've seen crazier things before, Angelo, but the Red Army still are well alive in this game despite being down 3 goals. Green Hornets looking to play some defense here on the other side of this break. Third and final period upcoming in our game of the week on the Fontella Broadcasting Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So just as we start the third period, or at least coming close to starting the third period, we look now back at these past 2 periods and just recap on what has gone on so far. Red Army started things off with a Doug Radigan goal, an unassisted goal to get the Red Army on the board, but then quickly tying it up was Dave Wakowiak in the first period, and that was the first period action. Second period, we start to see the Green Hornets open up a little bit more. Matt Sharina coming in with 1 goal and an assist. Mark Hunger comes in with his second goal of the fall 2019 season, and then just from there, after the Red Army put up a 2-1 lead, the Green Hornets came up with 4 unanswered goals, including a pair of Wakowiak goals and Scott Heldwin getting in on the mix as well, with that goal being assisted by Matt Sharina, and now setting us up for a third period of action.
Well, and again, Angelo, that's what we've been talking about with this Green Hornet offense. They have the ability to step up and shine, but they take a little bit of time to get to that level, and then when they do, they are just as proficient on offense like a team like the Blue Bombers this season, or even the Black Aces.
Wakowiak will take the faceoff for the Green Hornets against Rick Gallant, as Costello once again skates to the ice. And this puck comes back to Wersinski. Maury off the boards looking for Aubie, taken away by Leary. Bob Leary in Green Hornet zone, looking to bide his time, looking for the setup pass to Gallant. No connection there. Red Army regain it. Kicked off, hits the post. Radigan with another shot on net. And just how dangerous these shots he's been making all game today. You would think he would have at least more goals. Well, that's the key thing for Radigan, is he's got to find a way to capitalize. That's been a struggle for him as of recent, is trying to find a way to finish on his shot attempts. He is gaining quite the opportunities here every time he steps on the ice, but it's a matter of finishing that has been killing his chances of providing even more statistical goals. Wraparound shot, and there you have it, Andy. Doug Radigan does finish on that one, and the Red Army cut the deficit to 2. Doug Radigan coming in, and just when the Red Army needed him at most, and he finds a way to add a little bit of spark to start this third period off. And now it's just a matter of, he starts it right there in the third period. The Red Army have to continue to build that momentum off. That's a start, but you're still down 2 goals, and you just have to find a way to keep attacking the net.
We're seeing again, time after time, Chewy is kicking out those pucks, giving up those second-hand chances, and that's for the Red Army, that they need to just have somebody there by the crease or at least close within that relative area and find a way to get those quick second-hand shots off, because that is going to be your key to getting back in this game. So with that, Gallant and Heldwin on the face-off in the Green Hornet zone. As Bell knocks it back in the corner, Wersinski trying to clear this one out to Costello and finds Aubie. Out of the reach of Aubie, here comes Heldwin. Beelining for the net, looking for the shot, a chance, and Heldwin is tripped up by Radigan. So Doug Radigan able to snuff out Heldwin, but it comes at a price as the Red Army will look to play a man down upcoming. Well, that's going to be a much needed penalty for the Red Army in this case, because again, you do that, Heldwin is going to score a good chunk of the time whenever he beelines for the net like that. And so for Radigan, I think is a smart penalty to take. And now for the Green Hornets, looking to capitalize on this power play. And for this Red Army defense, we haven't seen too many appearances as yet on this fall 2019 season, but an opportunity for them to kill off this penalty or maybe perhaps get a shorthanded goal. Well, we've seen them get shorthanded goals before. You look back to the Black Aces game and they had 2 shorthanded goals in that one. So if they have the right players in position, anything is possible, Angelo. Puck is back over to Lugo firing the shot as Ragusa is there for the stop. So Green Hornets getting themselves repositioned as it's Wakowiak and Duncan on the faceoff. This is back to Wersinski. Bernie Wersinski looking for some options, tipped off of Heldwin's stick. In the Red Army end is Heldwin. Back is Lugo, shot fired, and this one goes through. Tony Lugo, and what I think just might have been his first career over 50 hockey goal, gets the power play goal for the Green Hornets as they extend their lead back to 3. Well, anytime you see players like Lugo scoring, it is just a special treat, especially in those situations where the Red Army looked like they had potentially a chance to get back in this game. They still do by all means with 9:45 remaining, but Tony Lugo just made it more difficult. Buck is back to Radigan. Shot fired just off to the left side. Bell. Intercepted by Wersinski. Bernie Wersinski lost control of the puck. Duncan trying to take it away from him, but Wersinski regains possession. Off the hands, Pascal with the shot, bounces off of Chewy. Golden chance there for the Red Army, stopped by the defense as Wakowiak is on the move for the Green Hornets. Pass looking to get back over to Costello, goes into the Red Army corner, knocked away by Radigan. Masherin is back to Pascal. Paul Pascal looking for options, finds Gallant left side. Pascal finds Gallant near side. Gallant trying to take this one himself, deflected off of Wakowiak, shot fired, and this one goes around, no goal, and they keep play on. It appeared that there was just too much activity in the crease, and one of the Red Army players got caught in the crease in the process. Leary, back out to Gallant, Rick Gallant, with the pass back over to Frost. Frost biding his time, finds Leary. Off the boards, back to McAvoy on point. Doesn't like what he sees, gets it out to Leary. Leary's shot fired into Sharina.
Costello gets it around McAvoy. Heldwin on the move again, and a penalty upcoming on Todd McAvoy. Heldwin's shot off to the side, and Gallant gets a handle on it. So the official call made a slash on Todd McAvoy, and another penalty to kill off for the Red Army. So now this is another one of those things where, unlike the last penalty kill off the Red Army had, this power play for the Green Hornets is going to be more key, because it's a matter of just killing it off prospectively. You still want to try to score, but it's not as lucrative as the last one where you could have had a chance to even cut the deficit further. Wersinski's pass. This is out to Costello. Shot just off the left net. Heldwin on the rebound for the Green Hornets. Back is to Wersinski. Wersinski shot off to the left side and put through by Heldwin. And so for this Green Hornet team, they are just finding ways now to keep the scoring barrage going. And just like that, they move it up to 7-3. And the shot fired goes up. Hits off the net, and face-off will take place deep in the Green Hornet zone. And Andy, as we talk about players really stepping it up for the Green Hornet side, especially late in the game, Scott Heldwin has continued to do just that, now with 2 goals and 1 assist. He's continuing to lead the charge, respectively, for this Green Hornet squad. And you got to give a lot of credit. I mean, that's one of the reasons why he is a strong finisher for this Green Hornet squad, finding ways to set up and finding ways to put it in himself. That's just one of the abilities he has, and something that the Green Hornets are very fortunate to have from him. Puck is out to Radigan. Radigan steps up this time, gets it out to Frost. Shot deflected off Wersinski. 6.5 minutes in regulation. The Green Hornets now up by 4 goals. Sharina's pass off the stick of Wakowiak. Finds it back to Bell. Sutherland skating up for the puck. Here comes an open chance by Hunger. Knocks it in. Second chance knocked away by Chewy. Third chance for the Red Army. And it's off to the right. The Red Army still showing signs of life here with 5:47 and rolling. Still looking for more ways to add on to the board. Well, never say never. This is now the chance for the Red Army to keep attacking the Green Hornets. Think that because it's a 7-3 lead, they're just going to start putting the cruise control on. But for the Red Army, this is a team that has the heart to fight back. And now is a chance for them to keep it rolling and see what they can do despite the waning time. Sutherland's shot grazes by the net. This is back over to Hunger for the Red Army. Mark Hunger in the Green Hornet end. And taken away by Morey. Out of the reach of Bob Leary, and will give the Green Hornets a chance to regroup and breathe. Leary, his shot fired, knocked away by Sharina. This one comes off the boards. Leary off the boards, gets it out to Masherin. And so the key thing now here is for this Red Army team, like we're mentioning, Angelo, you've got to keep fighting.
regardless of the circumstances, and you still got to find a way to put an effort out there. For the Green Hornets, on the other hand, expect them to continue to try to feed this one up to the likes of Heldwin and Wakowiak, and especially with them being up by 4 goals, do they continue to find ways to put it in their hands and score? And they do, to answer your question, Andy. Wakowiak comes away with now 4 goals in this game alone. And the Green Hornets are definitely not backing off here with 4:13 to go. We said earlier in the season that it was Woody Borg who tied the record with Jim Becker, but the actual record, as we'll state on PBN here, is Omer Chakwan back in the spring 2016 season for the Yellow Jackets. He holds the most goals scored in a game record at 6. So Wakowiak, if he's going to be looking to make any history, he's going to have to add a couple more within 4 minutes. And not to say that that's something that he's actually going to be doing, Angelo, but more or less it's going to be a tall order. But at this point, we can clearly see that the Green Hornets are definitely going to win this game. And so now it's a matter of the Red Army trying to fight for pride. Puck comes back to Gallant. Gallant looking for Masherin, and instead this one goes out off the side of the boards as the Green Hornets keep it rolling. Gets over to Sharina. Taken away by Gallant. Wersinski strips the puck loose. It comes back to Gallant's possession. Gallant off the boards. Gets around to Masherin. Puck coming back to Sharina. Wersinski biding some time. This one skates past Aubie and back over to Bell. Back is Morey looking for options. Just misses Tony Lugo as this one's coming back for an icing call. So face-off once again in the Green Hornet zone. Duncan and Aubie this time on the face-off. McAvoy hanging on to possession of the puck, taken away, and now Morey's on the move. Puck comes back to Radigan. Frost trying to get a handle on it, could not, and now taken up by Morey. Puck off the stick of Bob Leary. Here comes Heldwin looking for more. Only Radigan back for the Red Army, and this one gets cleared away. And clearly you can see here that the Green Hornets look like they thought they were going to be on cruise control, but at this point it's no mercy, and they got to take advantage as much as they can, playing hard. Duncan, shot fired just off to the left side. Pucks just out of the reach of Tony Lugo, and it comes back in the Green Hornet end. Morey off the boards, tipped by Radigan, looking for a chance to capitalize. Radigan with some room on the left side. Clears back, shot fired out, and it's knocked away by the Green Hornets. Wersinski feeds it up to Heldwin. This puck skates around. Looks for Duncan. Back out to Frost. Off the board, sets it back over to Greg Bell. Frost in the corner, looking for a setup of any kind, and taken away by Wakowiak. Dave Wakowiak looking to skate around Bell. And Radigan comes back for it and takes the puck away. Final minute of regulation as play will be halted with 57 seconds. But at this point, Andy, when the Green Hornets woke up today, they sure had a way of showing it. Oh, yes, indeed, Angelo. 4 goals for Dave Wakowiak. 2 goals and an assist by Heldwin. Check that, 2 goals and 2 assists by Heldwin.
And you got Tony Lugo in the mix as well, picking up his first goal. I mean, the possibilities are endless for this Green Hornets squad, and you have a lot more coming in the future for this team that, again, has really started out strong, looking to get themselves back in the over 50 cup. Gallant skates around, just biding time at this point for the Red Army. Will take this in the Green Hornet zone himself. Puck just out of the reach of Radigan. Here comes Wakowiak, skating hard, looking to work around that left side. Aubie not there for the connecting finish. It comes back to Hunger. And he'll find Radigan up the near side. Radigan on the move, out of his reach was the puck, and Sharina's going to knock this one back into the Red Army zone. Back is from Gallant, gets out to Hunger. And time will expire. But for this Red Army squad, suffering another tough loss by a big scoring margin scoreline. But in this case, it's the Green Hornets picking up their second win of the season by a scoreline of 8-3. And give a lot of credit, this offense really woke up today. Well, like we mentioned again, Angelo, this is a Green Hornet team that we've seen trends, and even from the Red Army team last season, we've seen similar trends when Matt Sharina, Scott Helwin, Dave Wakowiak, all just a little slow to start, but nevertheless, they came out and they were firing today. And just like we mentioned in those statistical factors early on, absolutely a dominating offensive performance all in all by the Green Hornets. For the Red Army, they start for the first time in 7 seasons 0-3. And they have now given up a combined 23 goals in 3 games. And something that's been a big line, but you look at this defense, Andy, and something's gonna have to step up for the Red Army. Well, like we said earlier, they've had the unfortunate circumstances where they played against 2 and now in this case 3 strong offenses. And again, that's how the schedule operates. But you're right about one thing, Angelo. 23 goals in 3 games. Something's got to give. And that number has to be put down tremendously at this point. But we got plenty of hockey left to be played. 9 more games left in the season. A chance for the Red Army to regroup and get themselves back on track. Lots of season left, but again, it has to start from the defensive standpoint, and you have to find a way to limit these offensive opportunities by your opponents. But we'll see how they play out this upcoming week. So with that, again, Red Army dropped to 0-3. Green Hornets improving to 2-0-1 on the season, looking to still be in contention for this playoff spot. We want to thank everybody for tuning into our Game of the Week this week. We come back, but at this point, we have an opportunity to now announce the next Game of the Week upcoming, the Blue Bombers and the Black Aces, right here on the Pontello Broadcasting Network. That will be another exciting offensive matchups waiting to be happen, and I'm definitely looking forward to that game. No doubt, as am I, Angelo. A team like the Black Aces and the Blue Bombers has been a matchup we've been now looking forward to for the past 3 weeks. We'll see if it is just that exciting for them, but really looking forward to next week, Angelo. So here for this week, and for my partner Andy Townsend, I'm Angelo Pontello saying so long, good night, and we hope everybody has a blessed week. Take care, everyone. We'll see you back here next time.